Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Every time I was talking about F-16s being not delivered to Ukraine and the US hesitation to deliver them to Ukraine, I mentioned this argument. I'm not aware if this is the real argument, the real reason why the US military hesitates in doing so, in saying the F-16s. But I mentioned it on a few occasions, and that was, I think they are, to a certain extent, afraid to be embarrassed. Embarrassed to, hold your horses, my patriotic Americans. I'm just saying what this guy says right now in the next article that I'm going to feature right now. So, hey, I'm just a messenger, don't me, okay? And I said that maybe they don't want to be embarrassed by being shot down like flies, or maybe one of the pilots deciding to take one of these planes, I don't know if it's like this, I guess, and take him and land in Russia proper. So this what I thought. Now I have this article where we have a former F-16 pilot who says that he would not fly any missions on Ukraine or in Ukraine, over Ukraine, using an F-16. And I'm going to provide you his reason why he would not do that. You know why? I'm just going to give you a little answer. Because he's afraid he's going to be shot down in no time. That tells you what? The plane must be good, but the other ones must be better. Or maybe those are not as good, but the plane is not good. All right, let's see what this former pilot has to say. This article comes from Business Insider, so it doesn't come from the Russians, okay? So it's Business Insider. Former F-16 pilot says he would not want to fly missions over Ukraine right now, arguing, and I'm quoting, there is no fighting chance. Now, how would you call, and this is what I said many times when I mentioned the F-16s, how would you call, and when they send tanks, how would you call these guys who want the weapons to be transferred, but they will be killed in a second? Are you not responsible for the people who operate these tanks or fighter jets? I think you are responsible. Like, for instance, I made a video a while ago with, I can't remember exactly what country that was. I don't know, Netherlands, Poland, something. I can't remember. I don't want to say, but it was from the West, from Europe. And they were sending a tank that was manufactured until, I think, 1965. I don't know, I don't think it was Leopard 1, but anyway, it was, I can't remember the name. I made a video on that. And I was thinking, and they were transferring that tank because they were not using that tank anymore. They scraped it. They say, oh, it's not good for us, but it's good for the Ukrainians to die. You know what I mean? I'm not going to drive my car anymore because it's not safe. But you know what? I give it to your son. He can drive it. Happy birthday, Gigi. Really? And you, as the parent, say, oh yeah, Gigi, you got a new car. The car that Emil would not drive for safety reasons. But hey, you can have it. That's how I see things here. So when you hear these guys saying, and I'm borderline, saying that this is really a crime to do such a thing, knowingly that weapon is not good anymore in the current circumstances, then it's a crime, because you expose that guy to almost certain death without any chances. How would you call such a commander or a decision maker? So let's see what this former pilot has to say. Ukraine has repeatedly asked the US for fourth generation fighter jets like the F-16, but air combat experts have said that these aircraft would have little battlefield impact. A former F-16 pilot said these jets don't have a fighting chance given Russia's air defense systems. Is good enough for you? Now you can say, well, I've seen experts and experts. So did I, and I agree with you. But if Business Insider would say this, what do you think could be the reason? Maybe just playing a game. Hey, we don't want to give you the F-16, so I'm going to find a reason. Hey, Gigi, come over and say that you will not fly an F-16. I will not fly an F-16 over Ukraine because the Russians are too good. Okay, their defense systems are too good. Oh, maybe we can send them, I don't know, F-35. Oh yeah, I think they would do. You know what I mean? So maybe they don't want to send F-16, but let's up it to F-35. Maybe they'll have a fighting chance. We don't know yet, but the same, I don't think they want to be embarrassed. That's one reason. I'm not saying the F-16s or the F-35s are bad or anything like that, but they want to sell this product. This product is a selling product. Yes, it defends countries and so on, but they make tons, billions of dollars by selling it across the world, around the world. So if they're going to go in active combat, I'm not talking about Yugoslavia, or I don't know, Saddam Hussein with his rusty pum 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 jammed kind of shit. Not like that. You know, these are the Russians with S-400s and others. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can fly with your F-16s in Iraq or I don't know, Yugoslavia in 1999. Not to look down on those, but I don't think at that time probably the Yugoslavia had anti-defense system from the 1960s. That's how they shot that stealth fighter, if you remember. Stealth fighter with something that was manufactured in 1962 or something like that. Hit something from 1990 something. The best stealth fighter bomber. They downed it. So that was an embarrassment. It was an invisible plane again. So imagine when they took a chance with what's his name, Saddam. They didn't expect anybody to have over there something that they can shoot them down. Only slingshot. Just making it funny, okay? But here it's not the slingshot anymore. So now it's going to be a real thing. So if these things are going to be shot down, they can send it and they can sell it to the Arabs or to the South Americans or to whomever. Because they're going to say, wait a minute, in real fight, your F-16s sucked. So we're not going to buy it. We're going to look for alternative. No, you got it. Otherwise, boom. That's how it works. But anyway, let's see what this guy says further. Ukrainian officials have long pressed their Western military backers to send backers. Is this Business Insider American or is it just Russian? To send them modern fighter jets, arguing Kiev needs the air power to best the invading Russian forces. While some in the West agree, others say fighter aircraft like the ones Ukraine wants wouldn't stand a chance in the current threat environment. So, fourth-generation fighters have no business in modern-day battlefield, end quote. John Vanable, a 25-year veteran of the U.S. Air Force, told Insider in a recent interview. So this is the offender, John Vanable. Since the early days of Russia's full-scale invasions in February 2022, Ukraine has sought fighter jets from blah blah blah, and it had MiG-29s and Sukhoi-27 and Sukhoi-25s as well. And the Russians are superior with that. Okay, Kiev has asked Washington on numerous occasions for American fighter jets like F-16, F-18, F-16S, blah blah blah. Colin Kahl, the Undersecretary of Defense for Policy, told Congress in late February, but the Biden administration has punted on the request, insisting that aircraft like the F-16 are not what Ukraine needs. So this guy, Colin Kahl, wanted to send them, but Biden said no, the administration. So some lawmakers and military officials have pressed the Pentagon to send F-16s to Ukraine. Is that a crime? I think, given the qualities of the F-16 given to this, and not only to this article. So I'm just saying, send them F-59, F-3000 if you want. Send them that, and see how they really act, in real combat. Because like this, in controlled environment and dogfight, blah blah blah, over the whatever desert in Arizona, that doesn't count. Because it's the pilot, and there's many things that your pilot might not know what those pilots maybe know about your plane, your difficulties, your weaknesses. But anyway, the fact is, this guy, I'm surprised Business Insider came with this kind of article and calling this guy over there, and he said, well, but maybe they want to send something better, if you know what I mean. Costs more. It's a new, a new model. When a car manufacturer, like let's say GM or Ford or something, brings a new one, they tend to forget about the old one. So, that's good, but not as good as this one. So get this one. So maybe they don't want to send the F-16 because F-16 is already old compared with F-35 or something. Maybe. Maybe. I think it's a big possibility. Probability 100%, possibility 80% in my books, because I got many. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.